Hey guys, it's Hink here. And I love new research. And of course, I love research on supplements. And we have exactly that. Recently, there was literature published showing the intense benefits of supplements in the form of erection quality. Okay. And so the paper is this: Nutraceutical Interventions for Erectile Dysfunction, a Systematic Review and Network Meta-Analysis. So this was a meta-analysis of essentially all the different supplements that have ever been published on erection quality, and they break down line by line, do an intense research to figure out what is going to be the most and actually least effective in improving erection quality. And so that's the paper we're going to break down today. So guys, before we get into it, just take a second and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Leave a thumbs up. It means a lot. But guys, why do we even care about erection quality to begin with? Well, obviously, the better your erection quality, the more healthy your penis is going to be, but also the better your erection quality, the more natural size it's going to have. As I mentioned, basically every other video, there was published research looking at basically Viagra, and it showed that you can actually increase your size by 1.8 centimeters, so almost a full inch, depending on how poor your erection quality was to start with. So basically, the better your erection quality, the bigger your size is going to be because you're basically maxing out your potential. So number two, the better blood flow equals a healthier PP. And in people that are doing like enlargement types of exercises, which guys, if you're just joining my channel, a large part of what I talk about is how to actually increase the size of your penis through real science. You want to make sure your blood flow is maximized because that's going to prevent you from getting injured and also maximize your gains. It can also help with girth work. So any kind of exercise that you're doing to increase your girth is going to benefit from maximum erection quality, whether it be pumping or clamping. And also, once again, for recovery, nocturnal erections, if you haven't seen my video on nocturnal erections, they are one of the major indicators of your overall penile health and factors that can help you recovery. And so if you can maximize your erection quality, especially at night, it's going to help you in all of those ways. So guys, what is this paper? Okay, once again, it's Nutraceutical Interventions for Erectile Dysfunction, a Systematic Review and Network Meta-Analysis. What they did was they looked at over 15 different randomized trials that were evaluating different supplements. These range from things like arginine, carnitine, yohimbine, of course, all the different PDE5 inhibitors like Cialis or Viagra, niacin, arginine, adenosine, folic acid, vitamin E. Guys, you name it, okay? A wide variety of different supplements were looked at. Now, a key part of this paper is that it was looking at men with organic erectile dysfunction. So just because it worked in men with erectile dysfunction doesn't necessarily mean it's going to improve erectile function in guys that don't have erectile dysfunction, if that makes sense. But overall, we can extrapolate certain conclusions based on the findings that they had. And so what they found in order of most effective to least effective was, number one was L-carnitine plus Viagra. Number two was arginine plus Cialis. Number three was basically Viagra, sildenafil alone. Number four was Cialis alone. And number five was arginine alone. So this is very interesting, okay, in the sense, now personally, I didn't have access to the entire paper, which I would love to have. So if you do have access to this paper, please feel free to send it to your boy Hink. But some of this makes sense to me, some of it doesn't. So number one, let's talk about some of the flaws, okay? First of all, arginine is not as effective as citrulline. Like, it's stupid. It's not a debate. So if you talk to anybody and they're like, well, arginine's more effective than citrulline, like, their opinion is null and void because there's plenty of research showing that that is not the case. I'm not going to bore you with all the science, but here's a paper here showing that basically when you take arginine, you only have about 20 to 30% that's actually what we call bioavailable in your system because of something that's called first pass metabolism, meaning your gut and your liver actually break down most of the arginine into essentially waste. And so only 20 to 30% is actually available. And so what this paper also showed is that when you actually take citrulline, which citrulline gets converted into arginine, but it typically goes through a pathway through the kidneys that makes more of it bioavailable, it skips that first pass metabolism. So by taking citrulline, you actually increase your arginine concentrations by about 35%, okay? And arginine, what's actually needed to get the nitric oxide pathway. Long story short, arginine is not as effective as citrulline. That's all you need to remember. There's also evidence that in an average male that arginine might not be helpful at all, okay? Here's a paper here that actually showed that. And so the fact that they were basically looking at arginine, now I get it, they're looking at meta-analysis, but it's like already you're looking at an inferior product, opinions can be kind of null and void. Also, there's evidence that when you combine arginine and citrulline, like in this paper here, they actually work better together than either of them alone. Okay, small side tangent here, but guys, that's why in Vigor, we use a more bioavailable form of arginine combined with L-citrulline. So those together is why, one of the reasons why Vigor is such an effective product. And so the other thing that's important with this study is that They looked at several different papers. They didn't have, I mean, obviously, you're limited to the type of data that you have, but it would have been nice if they had had a big clinical trial which looked at multiple different arms side by side. And so it's hard to make real conclusions when you look at separate papers that were exploring completely different questions and then trying to pull that data together, okay? But as we say in the biz, the data are what the data are because data is actually plural. So what are some of my thoughts? Well, number one, I think it's important to note that these supplements are synergistic with the PDE5 inhibitors. If you guys haven't seen, I've made like at least 3 different videos about PDE5 inhibitors, meaning Viagra or Cialis, and why I think they can be so beneficial, especially for guys that are going through enlargement processes. Now, typically speaking, I recommend this for guys that are at least over the age of 30, okay? If you're below 30, I don't think you need it. I don't think it's actually worth it to go on it. But, you know, talk to your doctor, figure out what's right for you. This is not medical advice. So number 2 is actually L-carnitine is such a freaking underrated supplement. And I know it's not like as sexy as some of these other supplements that I've reported about or that other guys like look at. But guys, like I've already made at least 2 videos on this, okay? But carnitine is essential when it comes to erectile quality. Obviously, you see through this paper here, it improves erectile function, especially when combined with something like Cialis or Viagra. It's crucial for fat loss. And so it can not only improve your workouts, but actually directly help you metabolize fat better. There's mental benefits, especially when you're taking the acetyl L-carnitine form of it. And I've also recently made a video about how it improves semen quality and it can help with like big O's actually feeling better. I'm still going to say that like my favorite supplement is going to be an L-citrulline based supplement just because I do think it has many different benefits as well. For example, like L-citrulline as far as like the workout improvement, the erection quality improvement, the endothelial protection. And so it does cover a lot of those bases as well. But I actually think that acetyl L-carnitine is a close number 2. The difference is that when you have like L-citrulline, it is a good standalone product. Like if you have acetyl L-carnitine, I don't think like on its own in a vacuum, it is that potent. It's when it's combined with these other things, like for example, a Cialis or Viagra, or even like a Vigor where it comes into play. And so guys, this is one of the reasons why I've said this so many times, and I don't think you guys actually believe me, but my Shield supplement is literally like quickly becoming one of my favorite supplements. If not, I mean, it's not my favorite. Vigor is my favorite, but it's my number 2 favorite because of all these benefits of acetyl L-carnitine, which is one of the main ingredients in the Shield formula, okay? And so guys, we still have a promotion going on if there's any left, but Shield 15 will actually get you 15% off Shield if you want to try it. I also thought it was interesting that yohimbine didn't do anything for erection quality, and so that comes up from time to time, typically on like getting bigger or a joke for you, but there's no benefit, in my opinion, of using yohimbine. There is some benefit if you're talking about just like weight loss, but I think that yohimbine is actually dangerous, and if you were going to use something like yohimbine, you would want to use something like raucine. Okay, it's hard for me to pronounce it, but that is a much safer alternative to yohimbine. And so guys, what are my conclusions from this paper? Well, number 1, supplements work and supplements help, and supplements can be very potent when it comes to maximizing your erection quality. I think acetyl L-carnitine in particular is, I won't say it's goated, but it is literally one of the best supplements for your penis that you can take. And so I strongly suggest you try that. Obviously, I'd love it if you tried it through my Shield formula, which has many other ingredients that help with your overall penile nerve function and nerve recovery to keep your penile tissue healthy. But, I understand, guys, okay? So that's going to do it. Let me know what you think about this research, and let me know what you think about acetyl L-carnitine if you've tried it or other variants of L-carnitine. Remember, guys, if you're trying to get bigger, you want to get coached by me, my course is available. Link is in the description. I put on over 1.5 inches in length and 1 inch in girth with documentation. You can pull my receipts, but I teach you how to do it using the most up-to-date science. Remember, be the best version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but you are enough just as you are. All right, guys. Peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah. Pinnacle of that below the belt, yeah. Checks and balance, he's managing. Working miracles, no damage. Got you covered, no panicking. Stay calm. In the clinic, no vanishing. Yeah, with Doc Hink, it's the way back.